Hello again folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 3. I'm your Dungeon Master Darius, and last we left off, we had just gotten through the factory, which was a bit of a maze-like situation with some of the pretty good gear and some of the pretty good items in it. Not to mention some power food, which, let me double check again. Raised power is not bad, it's just that, you know, probably would be better spent in agility. And giving those to Ryu or Momo, because Momo is best. But maybe I'll just divvy him. Nah, give him all to Ray. Dude needs a little bit of a boost. Anyways, so we now enter the Desert of Death. Anyone can come this far. Now comes the hard part, Desert of Death. A land of ever-changing sands, where nothing lives and from which no one returns. That's what everyone said about crossing the ocean. I get the feeling that God wants to be left alone. I don't know anything about that, but I do know the goddess lives beyond the desert. You must cross the desert. I'll tell you how to survive long enough to get there. Ask me anything. Well, first off, we're going to change to party I care to bring with me because the party and party members. Get out of here, Nina. Everyone else is so neglected. Let me just double check whether or not this counts as an inn rest. Because if it's an inn rest... good, it doesn't. Great. Love it. Superb. Oh god. I don't think I've ever seen this character straight on like this. Kind of terrifying. Walking in the desert. This is very important. Listen carefully. Naturally, as you move through the desert, time passes. One day is 24 hours, a 12-hour day, and a 12-hour night. You can keep track of time by counting your steps. You'll walk about 40 steps in an hour. Since you'll only waste energy moving during the day, you should move at night when it's cooler. Directions. You can find your way in the desert by looking at the stars. This is the North Star. It always appears in the north and never moves. If you follow it, you're headed due north. This one's the false North Star. It sometimes appears at different heights depending on the day. It can fool you. Careful not to mix it up with the real North Star. And this one is the Evening Star. It always appears in the west, but not always at the same height and in the same place. If you're in the center of the desert, it'll be due west. If you lose track of where you are, in the desert, you're done for. Make sure you keep your eyes on the stars. One thing you need to be careful about is after breaking camp or a battle. Make sure you check what direction you're facing. If you forget, you'll end up in a lot of trouble. Anything else? Leaving. Here's how to get out of the desert. First, follow the North Star to the north. Then when you can see the Evening Star, directly to the west, head east. Keep going east until you can no longer see the Evening Star. And then head north again. After walking north for 3 nights or so, you should be able to see the oasis. I'll write this down for you so you can look it up later. That's enough for now. Yeah, I think one of the things that got stuck in my mind is that when you see that the evening star is directly to your west, head west, not east. So that always buggered up my everything. As you walk in the desert, your body will slowly lose water, and your throat will become dry every so often. If you don't drink any water and keep walking, longer than 30 minutes, then this happens. You run the risk of permanently damaging your body. Just so you know, 30 minutes is about 20 steps or so. Camping in the desert. You should spend about 12 hours or so camping. So if you camp at daybreak, it'll be night when you start walking again. If you camp at dusk, when you break camp, it'll be morning. So, yeah, don't walk during the day. That's just stupid. As a person that currently lives in the desert, that's something that's been pounded into my head. Go ahead, take this Rakta with you. If you get lost in the desert, use the Rakta. It'll bring you back here without fail. Alright, and finally Goddess Maria. People at Dragon here believe that you're going to strike down the goddess. Put an end to her madness. Me? I don't care what happens. I'll harbor no hatred for anyone. Do whatever you think is best. I believe that is it. Alright then, I'll be waiting here. If you get in trouble, come back anytime. I would like to get some proper rest before going about into the desert. But yeah, so we restock the water here. It is full of water. Make sure you take some with you. About water. Use the water jug here to fill your water jug. Your water jug can hold 16 helpings of water. One helping is enough for each member of the party to drink. Remember to drink before it's too late. If you don't, your max HP will go down permanently. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that always got stuck in my head too, is like, oh hey, my max HP will permanently go down if I don't drink the water. So usually when I ran out of water, I just immediately headed back via the Rakta. Because, yeah. Sucks. Rakta is your best friend in the desert. If you get lost, you can use him to get back here. So if ever you get lost in the desert, just hit up the camp and go to your Rakta. Are you leaving already? Yep. And you should wait for night and leave then. Good luck. This song is what is implanted in my brain when I think of Breath of Fire 3. Because of how I never beat it as a kid, I had spent like 20 hours in the Desert of Death. So, there is the directions. Head north until the evening star is directly to the west. And again, that's that bright shimmery one. And then when it is directly to the west, you head east. Which is completely totally opposite of the evening star. When the evening star is no longer on the screen, which it will disappear at the top, if I recall correctly, then you continue heading north for about 3 days. If you fail to do this, then there's no oasis. But if you do it successfully, then huzzah, you've won. For the sake of wanting to try it out, there is a shortcut. Now, this shortcut is quite easy. Right here. Right between the north and the false north star. And walk. That's it. That's quite literally all it is, which makes sense, because if you're trying to head north and then east and then north again, it's kind of a big zigzag, which is neat, but at the same time it's not not exactly, I guess, time friendly. It's a neat puzzle though, I will give it that. And it's something that I really do dig about this game. If only because I do like the desert. I like the concept of the Desert of Death and whatnot. And again, my biggest problem with the Desert of Death is that the instructions you are given are wrong. And of course you'll run into random encounters. And we'll run into cacti. Nothing special about the cacti, we can just kill them. Well, And take a buttload of damage at the same time, but I digress. Cacti defends. They do have a pollen ability, I think. Which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's not that bad. And then we leave. Then once again, start heading directly between the North and the fake North Star. I think one of the differences they made between the PlayStation version and the PlayStation Portable version is that when you leave the camp, or leave a battlefield, you will always be facing the direction that you had last been pointing. If the road's getting dry, you should have some water. You know what? Considering how much time that this method might be saving us... Where's the water jug? There we go. Go ahead and take some. But yeah, one of my biggest paranoias about this game when I was a kid was it will reduce your health permanently. That idea sucked. So I never, well, I did try at one point. I saved and was like, screw it, try it. And that was a falsehood. It just reduces your max HP in the same way that all of the stuff, you know, taking excessive amounts of deaths does and whatnot. Now there are 2 skills we can learn here in the desert. One of them is Cure, but we've not yet encountered anything that gives us Cure. And Feign Swing, which we will end up finding later on. Oh man. This is just bringing back memories of me deciding to effectively grind for God knows how long. Trying to get through the desert. Oh no, it doesn't do that. Alright. Just got lucky that time, I guess. Now, if this shortcut does work, and there's no real reason why it wouldn't work, I'm gonna be exasperatingly, I don't know, crazy about it. 'Cause let's face it, it's a neat little thing to be able to go, okay, these are directions you've given me and they're wrong? Well, I guess I'm just gonna ignore them. Now here's the thing too about setting up camp and whatnot in the desert. You can gauge how well you're doing simply by talking to your friends. Whew, so hot I'm panting like a dog. It's funny because she's the windrunner. Supposed to head north, right? As long as we can see the stars, well, you should be alright. Don't this just beat all? Everywhere you look, saying. How are you supposed to know which way you're going in this? It's a long trip ahead. Better conserve water as much as possible. I mean, in one night, we used 1 thing of water. So, I'm not going to bother saving yet. Alright, there's the false star. Okay, maybe... I guess what I read there was wrong then. Oh. Sore throat. Damn it. I should sort this so as the water is at the top of... Yeah. Put that instead of jellyfish. Just so as it's less of a giant pain in the ass. I am sorely tempted to at least try to get the Cure skill. But it's been a really long time and I don't remember how to get the Cure skill. I really do hope that this shortcut does work though. Because I just remember going insane the last time I tried this. I say try this, I mean going through the Desert of Death. Because once we get through the Desert of Death, the world kind of opens up and becomes our oyster. Oh hey, Magmites. You're new. Do I also wake you up with fire, or no? Napalm. There we go. Ragnarok. Ooh. That's concerning. You know how we fix not doing enough damage to kill anything? We're getting more intelligence. Ow. That rock just flung itself at me. Not sure how I feel about that. Alright, I guess really the only thing we can do is attack him. Naturally, Frost would have done better against the giant thing of rock and lava, probably. I'll have to keep that in mind next time I slap it. God, there's definitely some sort of a level hike, as it were, when it comes to this place. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Ah, there we go. Good crit. Whew, 1,000 experience. Nearly 2,000 zenny. And a wisdom seed. No, that wasn't a bad fight. That was not a terrible fight. Alright, let me try something. If I go out this way, does it change the direction of which I'm facing? Mildly. Actually, let me try something else too. Firestone, Speedstone. Let's do it with you. We are going to equip the Holy Mantle. This should reduce the chances of finding a random encounter. Should. Bum 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 bum. Now here's the thing too. As it said, every so often, he'll get thirsty and he'll take damage. And that does like varying damage really. But once you hit the 40 mark, that's when you take the quote unquote permanent max HP health drop. I don't know whether or not that's a miscommunication from the not miscommunication. That's the word I'm looking for. A miscommunication, but a mistranslation. That's the word. Oh, the Drak. This dude is paralyzed from the heat. If I recall correctly, we just want to hit him with some cold? No? I've forgotten how to do this then. Like, he is completely paralyzed. We could just straight up kill him. Don't steal anything. One moment. I do want this skill. Oh. See, that's where I was confused. It says paralyzed from the heat, so I'm like, okay, so if we cool it down a little bit. So we want to use up a Panacea. And then examine it. I think I might have buggered it up because we did in fact attack it. Yep. buggered it up because we did in fact attack it. Well, now you have to die, sir. But yeah, pretty much that's going to be its thing. Like, if you don't attack it, and that is the important part, refrain from attacking it, and you heal it from its paralysis, then it will cast the best healing spell in the game on you. It will fully restore your HP and remove any and all negative effects. And it's like, god damn, I want that spell. And it's like the one thing that has it. But at the same time, you don't want to stay in the desert of death for too long because it's the desert of freaking death. So, mind you too, we will be coming back to the desert of death for other reasons. Other reasons. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, once again, this music right here is pretty much what I recall Breath of Fire 3 really being about. Because, again, I had spent some 20 hours playing the damn game, being stuck in this section. All because of wrong instructions. Oh well. C'est la vie. Time to make camp. And again, the longer you go and the lower your resources, the more desperate they will start sounding. I wonder just how big this desert is. No wonder they call it the Desert of Death. Don't forget to check the direction of the stars when we break camp. I wonder what all these monsters here in the desert eat. Probably people like us, out for a walk in the desert, eh? Probably not wrong. Gotta think too, when we had come across the ocean and we started coming to the Desert of Death, or not the Desert of Death, but to Combinat. Combinat, I think is the whatever. Point is, you gotta think about how the people there in their spacesuits and whatnot, their future tech, the techno-age stuff, how they must have perceived us. Because we're a bunch of dudes in like breastplate and swords and knives, and the only person that looks relatively close to quote-unquote normal to them would probably be Momo, who has a freaking cannon and a little robot pet? I'm not sure what to call Honey. I really hope that this shortcut... I mean, there's no reason not to believe that the shortcut works, besides, you know, people have been all like, hey, the shortcut, it's a thing, it exists. Kind of like... I kind of also associate it in the same sort of manner as, in the manner of, like, the Mew truck from Pokemon in the early days. Oh god, if that doesn't age me, I don't know what does. Like, if you can get to this truck, you can find the 151st Pokemon Mew. So, you know, when someone's all like, hey, if you go this direction, completely ignoring what the game tells you, it's a shortcut. And of course, as a kid, I didn't try it as a shortcut. I was just like, yep, that's another thing that people say on the internet. Because it was the internet. And one of the first things that they teach you about the internet is don't trust people on the internet. Which, you know, good advice. Okay, more scorpions. I think they are super weak to frost. I'm gonna lava burst them just for fun, though. Yeah, definitely starting to think I need to upraise stuff. Okay, not that good for fire. Kinda makes sense. They are in a desert. Really need to get some of the better stuff in general for the party. I don't know how else to describe it besides stuff. I don't know, magic ball, I guess. Didn't steal anything. Oh no, I didn't want a magic ball that one. I wanted to magic ball the other one. They seem resistant. That is unfortunate. God, those guys have a high-ass defense. I'm gonna be stacked in cash by the time I leave the Desert of Death. All because of the whole speed boot thing that I'm doing. I'm gonna try to... I want to see whether or not this shortcut works this episode, so I'm gonna make it a longer one, in case anyone was wondering. Well, in case anyone was wondering and didn't look at the time bar before clicking this episode. What's that? An hour 30 minutes for one episode? Oh boy! Can't blame the guy for trying though. Just saying. The sun has risen. Again. Really do hope that we find more Dracs though. Think they still have the same thing to say? Call it a Desert Death? Yeah. Go ahead and rest again. On the road we go and rest again. Yeah, it definitely does seem like more often than not I am still looking in the direction I was facing. So, I don't know. Maybe there is some merit to the PlayStation Portable version. It is a little bit more mindless in that fact, but I don't know, it's not bad to have. Is anyone else seeing that little spot of blue on the horizon just kind of crawling? Oh, right. Water. Not that I forgot, it's just I was watching the blue crawlingness and the urge to turn towards it was real. I remember, what was it? Yeah, it was definitely the first time, my first playthrough of this for the channel. I say first time, like I'm gonna play it more times than not. I might become a Breath of Fire 3 channel, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, and that I had, in my initial attempt of following Horus's instructions, I had come across one of the treasures of the desert. And I find that hilarious. But at the same time, it's like, it's not what I want. Oh, it's not what I need. Ah, man. Do you want a real reason that you should probably take some of the other party members with you? These fights, not even joking, it's like, they are giant pains in the arses. And Nina, being the spellcaster that she is, has a plethora of ways to deal with these individuals. Fire, frost, lightning, all that fun stuff. And go figure, they're far more effective against these enemies than simply hoping. Alright, beef jerky on Momo. Cross strike. How do you like Magic Ball? One of the things about this game too is confusion about how the hell their different stats and whatnot work. That sentence make any sense? I think it made sense. Like, for example, this guy is clearly some sort of big stony abomination thing that I hate. But the fire does next to no damage. Frost does do damage? Do I thunderclap him? Frost strike. I can't tell if that put him to sleep or not. Yeah. It's just hard to tell. I could douse them. Lava burst, gloom, bone dark. Maybe that's what I should do. Gloom them. Make him particularly weak against fire. Nope, never mind. I don't think that's putting him to sleep, by the way. Dang it. It kind of feels like the game is trying to force me to use the Ascension stuff. Which, you know, I'm tempted to. Because, let's face it, this is slow and tedious and I hate Magmites. Ow. It kicked me. Without a kick. Okay. Yeah, those things are particularly resistant against most things, and I think all I have to do is hit it. Here I am, trying to be smart and being all like, hell, resistant against this, that, and the other thing. I didn't even think that maybe, possibly, my tactics should deviate from trying to be crafty and be all like, hey, I should hit it. That's where most of the length of this, of being in the desert was for me as a kid, even now. It's just, I like the concept. And water! Not running out yet. Could be worse. One of the things as a kid was, I thought that I ignored Horace's saying or misinterpreted it to mean each character had to have a thing of have a gulp of water, if you will. Alright, they're still looking good. Me? I'm fine. You should be worried about what's his name? The one wearing the fur coat. I'm alright. I think we're gonna make it, Ryu. Is God testing us? I'm holding up okay, but I think our little engineer might be having a rough time of it. Love that. Oh, I'm doing fine. You should check on our friend. Oh, I'm doing fine. You should check on our other friend. Oh, I'm doing alright. Just, you know, it's a long trip. God's testing us. Just the different thoughts that are going on through their heads always makes me laugh a little bit. Oh. Alright. I don't know how many nights, but this should theoretically have chopped the necessary amount of nights we need in half. Theoretically. But yeah, there are a few good items strewn throughout the desert, not to mention at one point we're going to want to essentially head due east to find some folks that I need a pummeling, because that's just necessary. Okay, so those are the 3 stars that are usually by the evening star. Your throat's getting dry, you should have some water. You're not my mother. You can't tell me what to do. Okay, maybe I should drink some water. Kinda sucks is that my throat is getting parched. And, my usual drinking thing is I drink 1 can of Monster during my recording sessions. Sometimes I'll record multiple times in a week or whatnot, but I digress. I just had my can already. It's nearly empty. I want more. A thirst. Yeah, at this point the evening star is almost completely gone. Oh, random encounter. Ah, man. Really hoping for another goddamn... Alright, let me try just straight attacking it. 14 damage. 66. 72. Yeah. 3 turns. Not to mention we get extra turns, too. Oh yeah, there's other stuff like the life armor and the royal sword, which are super good. Life armor makes it so as you can, every time... Game just gave me royal armor. Excuse you? How dare. As I was saying, there's the life armor that increases, restores 1 health to you every single step that you take outside of combat. And the Royal Sword, which is 2nd strongest weapon you can get for Ryu in the game, I think. Don't quote me on that. That's definitely something I need to double check. With the actual strongest one being super hard and super rare to get. So, you know, I'll try for it. Like I tried for the actual strongest sword for Ryu. What? Are you sure we wait until daylight to make camp? I thought I did. Did I not? Did it not pop up the message saying, hey, BT dubs, it's daytime? Okay, I can just see the stars. Oh, that was a message for being thirsty, not for day approaching. Shut up. God, I'm going freaking autopilot. Still holding up? Let me rest for just a minute. Excuse me. Are you sure we're walking the right way? Sorry, we're okay. I'm sure we're doing okay. Garnad, fine, don't worry. Leave the fighting to us. Is this God's way of saying that we are not supposed to meet with a God? Let me rest a minute. Oh, we're doing fine. I'm pretty sure we're heading the right direction. We're doing great, you know, just keep on going the way we're going. God is saying they don't want to meet with us. Like, yeah. Kind of figured that last part. Just God being God. The oasis should be obvious when it finally does crease over the horizon. Should. Oh, it's just one of those times where it's like, I gotta wait. God, I hope these instructions aren't buggered. Because again, there's not many differences between the PlayStation Portable and the PlayStation 1 version of the game. Mostly it's just minute changes like character names and colorings of characters, as they're not copyright infringing. So I don't see why they would alter something like the Desert of Death, which has like one correct route to go if you wanted to try to actually, you know, get through it. But again, it does make sense the way that they've done it. That's more than half my stuff. Yes, the event. Should be around here, shouldn't it? Maybe we can see better from the top of that hill, huh? Enter Manmo. Also, I just kind of like Manmo. Like, you see him just kind of chucking along his arms like that. Anyways. Yeah, this is Manmo. He is a little bit of a pain as far as I recollect. To that end, I'm still going to need to examine him. Hey, right off the bat. Excellent. Holy shit, that's a lot of damage. Alright, you know what? Let's take this a little bit more seriously. So he has one skill that we can learn off of him called Feign Swing. It is useless. Like, full just on heckin' useless. Just double check here. Where Tiger, doesn't have much HP. Okay, if you insist. So I'm gonna Wear Tiger. For Ryu, we're gonna Ascension. Heck it. Now, I've been sitting on this one for a second. For a hot second. Sorry about that. So, for my actual fave, we do Force and Trance. It is super cheap for its pricings. And just generally all around good. Yeah, why not? Oh, I just realized that. So Momo has the Spirit Ring on, which reduces her needed for AP by 5 for a transfer. So I think if I'm understanding this right, Wear Tiger. Oh, she's faster than... Okay. My bad. Basically, the idea is that Ryu is going to get 5 or 10 AP for Momo's 5. But yeah, this is Myrmidon. I think that, yep, that just confused the entire party. Okay, cool. Wow. Well, there's Feign Swing. Good lord. Okay. So this is Myrmidon. It is my favorite goddamn form of the entire game because it is just so strong physically, and it's got aura. We are going to now we're gonna heal someone. Hopefully, he's dead. Just strike it for 1,200. I'm hoping that Momo is able to raise him from the dead. There we go. Another howling. Well, Good news is that did not confuse Ryu, so see if we can't bring this to a fight really quickly. Damn it! Sorry, Ray. Sorry. I suppose I really should have tried to heal him. Really couldn't have. The heat must have been too much for her. Who can blame her? Having to fight that monster after walking for so many days? I'm sorry, Ryu. So close. We won't be able to go any further without her in that condition. What should we do, Ryu? Yeah, she's not doing good. I'm sorry. Don't want to slow you down like this. Can't move Nina while she's in such bad condition. Is Nina okay? I'm not exactly in great shape myself either, but I love how she was the one being all like, after fighting that thing, heat must have been too much for her. When Momo was the one to fight her, and Momo is very much in much more heavy garb. How bad is she? Princess. Right. We were so close, too. I suppose we could just use the Rakta and start over. I mean, we know the way by now, right? It ain't her fault. Maybe we're just not supposed to make it. Raktas. Strong, sturdy, able to live in the desert, they can take anyone lost back to base camp. But Raktas have another talent as well. Yeah, this is something that probably would have stumped me as a kid if I didn't read through the goddamn thing like 20 times. Meat of a Rakta has water and other nutrients that can resuscitate a person suffering from heat stroke. Well, last ditch measure, but at the same time. So you killed the Rakta, huh? You won't be able to get back now. I'm impressed, right? I didn't think you had it in you. Well, hurry up and get that meat to the princess. I'm saying priestess. Don't worry, we'll make it. We're not gonna die in a place like this. Not as long as you're around, at least. See, way to put the pressure entirely on him. With the sacrifice of the Rakta's life, Ryu was able to save Nina's. Helping the weakened Nina, the party makes their way to the oasis. Yeah, that is a nice shortcut. Daddy, come quick. There's some people who need help. Be yet calm. Your lady friend is caring for by my wife. Please. Until you are being fully rested. We want you to stay in having our good hospitality. Are you sure you should be off? It's alright, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I worried everyone so much. What's Ryu and everyone else doing? They're over there, talking to the chief, Fa, about where we're headed. God? I am regrettable, but I know not of this that you seek. Honorable Fa, do you know of any ruins or something similar nearby? Ruins it is you are looking for? Then we are having. To the north, over the hill, there has been a place very old that we call Darjan. Here's the ruins of a very, very olden city. You should go check it out, You've done so much for us. Thank you for everything. It's alright. Since the desert gives us so little, we share what we have with each other. Nita's up and awake. She says she's fine. Ah, so this is meaning you are leaving then, yes? Thank you so much for all you've done for us, Fa. It has been no bother. I am hoping that you find soon that what you are seeking. Are the three party members fully rested? Oh man, that could have gone better. But yeah, nothing in there. Nothing in there. May you be finding what you are looking. Pretty sure there's gonna be something in here. Once long ago, I went out into the desert on a trip. Let me tell you about what happened when... Oh, I think he's gonna tell us about the separate treasures. I wanted to see the edge of the desert look like. So I headed out to the east and to the west. Remember, there are 3 stars in a row right above my head when I realized that I would never find the end of the desert. Let's see, what do you sell? So I got a lot of money for it. Wow. See, here I was thinking that the, actually the wisdom ring might be good. Totally not buying 2 just in cases. But yeah. There's gonna be something else in here. I don't need to rest, but I should probably save so I can call an episode. When we return, we have crossed the desert to the oasis, and now we only need to go to Karjan. Maybe some other places as well, but hey, if you need any water before going into the desert, sure, we'll take some. Yeah, that's got to have been the most painful part of this. Feel free to take one of the rock duds with you when you head out. Thank you. But I'm going to call an episode there. When we return, finally, out of here, out of the desert. Ugh, feels like forever every single time that I go into it. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying playing it. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Cheers.